Hello everyone, my name is Jimmy and welcome to The Last Lap. And in today's video we're going to be breaking down the playoff races this upcoming weekend at Martinsville. There were some rules/race packages adjusted with some stuff, so we're going to talk about that real quick. And we got some new paint schemes we're going to talk about this weekend as well. But before we hop into it, just to remind you guys, hit that subscribe button. We're almost at 100 subscribers, so if you guys could help us get there, that'd be awesome. We would greatly appreciate it. We know that's not a lot compared to a lot of other YouTubers out there, but to us, 100, that's a pretty big amount. So if you guys can help us get there, we greatly appreciate it. And you can also check out our social media pages, which are linked in the description. But let's go ahead and hop into the episode. As always, I have my friend and co-host Matthew joining me on the show, and it is race week. We are both very excited. We'll be at Martinsville for the Xfinity and the Cup race for Saturday and Sunday. So Matthew, how's it feel to be race week and get ready to head out to Martinsville soon?
Well, you know me, I am ready to be back on the racetrack for race weekend in person. It has been since like March, since we went to the other Martinsville race, which was very rainy and cold. So we should have better weather this weekend, I believe. But I just cannot wait, man. I just love going into race weekends in person. There's always a party vibe going on. I know you're ready to party, Jimmy, and so am I. I'm ready to get this party started.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're obviously going to be vlogging it for you guys. Probably just the stuff at the racetrack. Probably. You guys probably don't want to see what we do off the racetrack, because we'll probably just be in a hotel room watching some sports or something like that. You guys probably don't want to see that. But anyways, as for this weekend at Martinsville, it was announced that there's going to be a gear shift. So there was a test a few weeks ago where they tested like a tire, a few different gear combinations, and all kinds of stuff. And what they came away with was that they're going to adjust this gear shift, which should keep the drivers in fourth gear. I don't know if they're completely getting rid of fifth gear or if they're just adjusting the RPMs to where the drivers just have to run in fourth gear and they can't shift up to fifth or down to third. I'm not sure. But that is one of the changes that I suggested for the short tracks, because in the spring, they would just run in fifth gear, or I think it was fifth gear, or maybe they were in fourth, but they would downshift, and that made the car a lot easier to drive. So didn't see a lot of passing there. Obviously, there are a lot of reasons, but I think that was one of the reasons. So hopefully that can improve the racing just a little bit. And there's going to be a new tire compound as well. And from the test a few weeks ago, the drivers are saying there was a lot of wear on the racetrack, so that is a good sign, and hopefully that means we can see a lot more passing in this fall Martinsville race. It is going to be a tiny bit warmer than the spring. I think it's going to be like 60-ish during the day, and it's going to get down to about 40 degrees at night. That spring race, that was rough. It was like in the 30s, and it rained, and it was super cold. So hopefully the racing is just a tiny bit better there. We are excited for that. Matthew he's mentioned the fact that the cars need more horsepower, and I agree with that as well. That is another change that hopefully can be added to the short track and road course program, kind of like last year, where it was 750 horsepower at those short tracks and road courses. I don't know if that will be implemented for next year or not, but hopefully that is something NASCAR takes a look at for the future. But it is good that they're making some small changes, and hopefully we can see at least a little bit better race. I mean, it is the cutoff race before Phoenix, so I'm sure the drivers will be a lot more aggressive too. We'll see a lot more bumping and banging. So very excited to see the hopeful improvements there. And there's some paint schemes we're going to talk about real quick as well. The first one, I'm actually going to shout out famous NASCAR YouTuber Eric Estep. His Out of the Groove car. He's going to be sponsoring an Xfinity car at Phoenix. It'll be the number 6 car, driven by Brennan Poole. So it's really cool. It's his first ever, the whole car is sponsored by Out of the Groove. I know he's had a few in the past where he's been on like the door a little bit. He's had his logo on there, but the whole car is Out of the Groove themed. So very cool to see that friend. I've actually Zoomed with him once, so that was really cool. Very excited for him to have that opportunity to sponsor a full race car at Phoenix. So very looking forward to that. And Kyle Busch, his final 2 paint schemes at Joe Gibbs Racing were revealed today, or this week. The first is the M&M's Halloween car, a very classic Martinsville paint scheme for Kyle Busch usually. It's pretty much the normal Halloween car, nothing too crazy about it. And his final M&M's paint scheme was also revealed, and is pretty much the normal M&M's paint scheme for this year, except there's a lot of mini pictures on there for race fans, so it's really cool how they're appreciating the fans with all their pictures on the race car. But I want Matthew's opinion on this because obviously I'm not a Kyle Busch fan. I like Kyle Busch. I'm just not a diehard fan like he is. But I want to know what paint scheme, what would have been your choice of paint scheme for a farewell M&M's paint scheme. You can get there once you saw the other stuff. But that's my main question for you for this video is what paint scheme, if you were to design it, what would it have been? But yeah, that's gonna pretty much wrap it up for all I have to say about what's gonna happen this weekend in Martinsville and some paint schemes. So Matthew, what do you gotta say real quick about some of this stuff?
Well, for the gear change that's gonna happen this week is a step in the right direction. I think it will help, and also having a different tire compound with more wear, that will also help. And I also believe that with what I believe is the temperatures for this weekend are gonna be warmer than they were in March, so I believe the track's gonna be warmer. I think we're gonna see just a little bit better of a race. I don't think it'll still be that good, but I think it will be an improvement. But this race has got to be a hit. I mean, there's no excuse basically. This race has to be a hit because this race is so well known for memorable highlights that we remember for years to come. Like Matt Kenseth dumping Joe Logano. Like the 2018 finish with Martin Truex Jr. Joe Logano. 2017 Chase Elliott Hamlin's conflict, and then the Truex and Kyle Busch finish. 2019 Denny Hamlin Joe Logano getting together and fighting after the race. 2020 Harvick dumping Kyle Busch, and Kyle Busch ended up saving it, and Kevin Harvick spinning out. And then 2021 last year where Hamlin got spun by Bowman and Hamlin met him at the finish line of the race. So there's just been so many memorable moments, and this race has to be a hit. It cannot be a dud. It cannot suck, basically. But I mean, like I said, they gotta add 750 horsepower to make these short track racing better with these cars. But it's just a shame because manufacturers, they don't care about making more big horsepower more horsepower engines anymore. They only care about electrification and hybrid crap. So unfortunately, NASCAR is going to have to put some hybrid components if they ever want more horsepower again, like they did back then. So, which is unfortunate, but that's just how it is with car manufacturers going to the electric route for everything, it seems like. So yeah, hopefully these couple of changes will help a little bit, but I just don't know if it'll be enough. And as for Kyle Busch's final two M&M's paint schemes, it's gonna be an emotional weekend for me, seeing him in the number 18 M&M's car one more time in person. That was the car I grew up when I was little, since I was 8 years old, basically. It's just gonna be weird not seeing that again, and it'll be even more emotional in Phoenix, seeing that car one more time. Now, for that car, I'm not a big fan of. I mean, I like the picture idea. I mean, the picture idea is cool. I am salty about it because I didn't hear anything about submitting a photo for the car. I didn't see any links or anything. I'm like, where did that come from? I want to put my picture up there, but I guess there was some hidden link that I must have not seen. I don't know, but I like the picture idea, but I don't like it that it's on just the regular 2022 paint scheme. They've kind of gotten way more, creative with it. Throw it back to when he first joined Joe Gibbs Racing in 2008. Do you realize how iconic that car is? He won 8 races with that car. He could have done 2015, winning the first championship with M&M's, the crispy car. Could have done that. or maybe the caramel car. That's one of people's fan favorite M&M paint schemes is the caramel scheme. They could have done that. I mean, I like the picture idea. Like I said, I just wish it was with a different M&M scheme, like something special to close it out. But it is what it is. Yeah, that's my opinion. But it's gonna be emotional for me. Last two races with the iconic M&M's car, number 18. And on with the number 8 Chevrolet, where either it's going to be a black number 8 or a white number 8 or a red number 8. I don't know what it's going to be. So it's an end of an era.
Yeah, I'm sure, we kind of talked about this off camera, but it's not really surprising, I would say, that nothing has really clicked with, like, no real news has come out about RCR and Kyle Busch just yet ever since the announcement. I'm not really surprised about that, just because, each of them have their own things to deal with before the end of the season. So I'm assuming over the off season is when a lot of the stuff announcements will come out about, sponsors and paint schemes and everything about KBM, how many trucks they'll be running, drivers for KBM, all that stuff. But it is kind of confusing where they made the announcement and then nothing's really came out since then. And the announcement was like a month or so ago. But
well, we know who the crew chief is going to be, what pit crew they're going to have. It's basically Tyler Reddick's whole pit crew, basically, and crew chief. That's the only thing we know.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only thing that was announced besides the fact that Kyle Busch is going to be racing with RCR. But really quickly, we're going to look at the playoff grid before Martinsville. Wow, I almost said Phoenix, but I didn't. Keep track, Matthew. I did not make a mistake this time. I didn't make a mistake. It's 2 episodes in a row I haven't made a mistake yet. So just keep that in mind.
1.5. I count 1.5 there.
Yeah, 1.5. But anyways, as we look at the playoff grid right here, Ross Chastain plus 19, Chase Elliott plus 11, and William Byron plus 5. And then we got Denny Hamlin minus 5, Blaney minus 18, and then Bell and Briscoe pretty much in must-win situations. And, I mean, after the Roval, you can't count out Christopher Bell. I mean, he could go out there and shock everybody and win in a must-win situation again. So I know Martinsville in the spring was pretty much a dud for the JGR cars, but I'm not necessarily going to count on that again. JGR, they might have learned something, and they might come back and put on a good show and maybe end up winning and knocking out William Byron. Chase Elliott could have a bad day. Ross Chastain could have a bad day. Honestly, nobody's safe. I wouldn't be surprised if one or two of the drivers that are, Logano's safe, but anybody else, I wouldn't be surprised if Ross Chastain misses the playoffs and Christopher Bell makes the playoffs. I would not be surprised. This is probably the most uncertain I've been going into a semi-championship 4 race, like the final race of the round of 8. This is probably the most confused and unsure of anything I've been in this new playoff format, because just the parity of these cars, somebody could show up and have a really good week, and somebody that's been running good could have a bad week. So, it's going to be a very interesting race at Martinsville. Going to be watching the cut line the whole time. We'll be there, have a lot of footage hopefully for you guys. But, Matthew, do you have any other thoughts before we... Actually, hold on. I have to show something on camera real quick. So, I'm going to... Here it is. I'm going to be bringing this with me for this man to wear if Chase Elliott makes it to the Final Four. So... Just want to show that off real quick. This will be coming to Martinsville with me. So hopefully you can be taking that home with you to borrow for a few days. So just want to show everybody hopefully what that is. But I mean, like I said in the last video, it's a win, win, lose for me. So anyways, just wanted to finish out with that before I toss it back over to you for your final thoughts before we finish this video up.
Well, you might as well bring a hat with it too, since I'm already going to be embarrassed wearing that crap anyways. Which that won't happen, by the way, because here's my Final Four prediction. Of course, Joe Logano's safe, of course. I got Ross Chastain, Denny Hamlin, and who's going to be in that final spot? I'm putting William Byron on there. That's going to be my Final Four. And of course, I know a couple of my friends who are big William Byron fans are going to love me for saying that. So, you're welcome. And I'm predicting that the regular season champion is going to be out after this weekend. And if I'm wrong, so be it. And I'll embarrass myself the whole week next week the review and preview, I will wear that crap on me. But I'm just confident it won't happen because he has been nothing but a fraud the whole playoffs, except when it comes to super speedways and road courses. So I'm feeling real confident right now. So put that in the book.
All right. You guys know we have to spice it up, make things funny, make things interesting for our videos. So just a friendly little side bet there for this weekend. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. We hope you guys enjoyed it. We're going to be recording while we're there. A vlog should be out probably middle of next week, something like that, from all the content that we're going to be recording while we're out there. But we hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys stay tuned to our social media pages for updates. But until the next time, we will see you guys in our next video.